All right, guys, I got to put this video out here. I'm out on a client's property. There is buck sign like I've never even seen before. It's an alder swamp, willows, dogwood, cattails. There is rubs on every single tree. I'm busting through the ice right now. But pretty much every alder, we got rubs like this everywhere in here. Just all tore up. He's got giant deer on camera. He's in Wisconsin here, I'll leave it at that. Today we're talking about a secret to any deer hunting property and any deer hunter, bow hunter or gun hunter. I mainly talk bow hunting here on the channel, but this relates to gun hunters as well. But if you're looking for these bigger deer on your properties, all these big bucks you get night pictures of, but you can't seem to get them on the day. The neighbors are killing them. You got plenty of pictures of them, you know they're around, but you can't seem to put yourself in bow range of these deer. What are you doing wrong? The key to any property is not how big of the property you have. It's not where the property is located. Obviously, this helps you to take down big bucks every year. I've stepped foot on some properties this year that I am in total disbelief that these guys aren't shooting big deer every single year. And it's just little things. It's the two biggest things is what I'm gonna hit on here. And then I got a bonus for you guys as well. So thanks for tuning in to Nate's Bow Hunting. Let's get to it. If you love chasing big bucks, well, this is the channel for you. I don't own hundreds of thousands of acres. I didn't move out to Iowa. I hunt 2 small family farms here in Wisconsin. And we're gonna talk about everything from food plots and hunting strategies to take down the biggest buck in your neighborhood. Top 2 things ruining any property, similar to this one. The deer are here. We know they're here. He's got the property. He's surrounded by great properties. It's a matter of the number one reason guys aren't killing big bucks: human intrusion. Can't figure it out, Nate. We get them on camera. The neighbors are killing them. The 2 things killing them are stand placement and access. Those 2 things are the key to take down big bucks every year. Not a big buck every 5 years, not a big buck every 10 years. On a consistent basis, put yourself in bow range of big deer. Spend hundreds, literally thousands of dollars, these guys on these food plots. Can't kill big deer. Why? Stand placement and access. You look where their stand placement is, right in the core of their property. Right in the middle of their food plot. Gorgeous food plots, 4 or 5 acre food plots, not a weed in them. They're equally as important. They kind of go hand in hand, guys. Those 2 things will destroy any hunting property. And that's the other thing. When I used to hunt my properties wrong, first 5-7 days, great. I have some encounters, see some good deer, and then it would die off. Come middle of November, never see a buck. It was me pushing the big bucks off. It wasn't that the big deer were around. Started hunting a lot smarter. Proper access, proper stand placement. Guess what? I hold bucks up until December. I just shot my buck this year, November 20th. Shot a great buck. My oldest boy, 13, first buck with his bow. Shoots a great 3-year-old 8-point with his bow, November 16th. I never had a deer near my property that late in the season. Why? Because I was ruining my property. I had my stands in the wrong spots. I had horrible access where the deer were seeing me get up or get down. I was walking in the dark, blowing out deer like crazy. How do I know? Because I'd hear them, and I could hear them blowing. I was doing all kinds of things wrong. Change that, I hold deer up to December. It's incredible what human intrusion can do to a property, guys. We got to do everything we can to up our odds. You can do everything right. You can have the greatest property, the greatest stand placement, the greatest access. Still no guarantee of killing these big boys. Stand placement and access, and a bonus we'll hit at the end of the video here. Those 2 things can turn any property, any guy that's struggling, into being successful every year. So based on where your stand is, you got to set up your access or use the terrain of your property, whether it be a screening of pine trees. In my case, I like to use the road. You can kill big bucks right off the road, guys. You'd be surprised. And you get the right wind blowing into the road, you can call to these bucks and they can't come downwind of you. They're not gonna come in a big open ag field. If you're hunting the edge of a crop field, I use that as well. These big mature deer, at least by me, aren't gonna come walking in an open field, broad daylight, and come downwind of me. So I use that open ag field to blow all my scent. And then access, get in the deer stand and out of the deer stand without the deer seeing you. On this, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. I love the gray light. lot of guys commented gray light. That's the word I was looking for. Yes, I like walking in when I can barely see, but I know the deer aren't out in the fields yet. I'm not blowing out any deer. So you can visually see. I don't use a headlight. I don't need a headlight. Some guys, got my green or red light. They can't see that light. Doesn't matter. They can see you. Doesn't matter what color your light is. They see a person walking. These deer have great night vision. Unless you're flying your thermal drone up in the air, if you have one, if you want to spend $10,000, $15,000 and see all the deer around you in the nighttime, you're blowing out deer, I guarantee it. These deer were at a total disadvantage walking in the dark. So that's problem number one. Don't be walking in the dark to your stand and back to your truck or your house. And let your cell cameras or your trail cameras tell you guys when deer are out on your property. If there's a particular stand you have near a food plot and you know you're gonna be bumping deer to go hunt that stand, don't go hunt that stand. I don't wanna bump one doe. If I bump one doe, I beat myself up. It's like, oh gosh, you know, I shouldn't have hunted that stand. What was I doing, Nate? You know better than that. A lot of guys, oh, I bumped a few does today, no big deal. That's your secret buck bait right there, especially on these small properties. Biggest buck I shot, nice 170-inch buck. A doe, brought him right to my stand. If you don't own hundreds, thousands of acres, guys, small properties, you got to keep those does happy. Keep the does happy. They'll bring the big boys come the rut, I guarantee it. Yeah, so like I said, I'm out here on a client's property. We got alder swamp, cattails, dogwood, willows all over, and there is buck sign like I have not seen, guys. I mean, everywhere I walk, this is what I'm seeing. She's just tore up. A lot of these are chest high. Anytime they're chest high, that tells me it's a mature deer. A smaller buck will hit a bigger tree. Some guys see a bigger tree, oh, it's got to be a big buck. No, not if it's low down. I've seen small bucks hit bigger trees too. But when they get up high, you know it's a big buck. So I got lots of videos on stand placement and access. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse here, but check out my other videos if you got any questions. If you need to book a virtual consult or on site, reach out. I got a few openings in March, not many. And then I'll be getting too busy with my other job. So reach out, save you guys the headaches I'm seeing a lot of guys deal with their stand placement and their access. So hopefully you learned something from the video. Apply it to your property, be a lot more successful. Take down those nocturnal bucks. They're not nocturnal, guys. We make those bucks nocturnal. They're not nocturnal. So hopefully with what you learned, you can be a little more successful this season. It's human nature, stand placement, guys. I did it. I hunt 2 small family farms. My first couple years hunting, I gotta get to the middle of my property, or I gotta get to that back corner that butts up to the neighbors. That's the best spot, that's where the deer are. I gotta get back there. Doesn't work out too well. You might get lucky once in a while. First sit on that stand, you might kill them. But if not, those deer are gonna smell your access coming in. They're gonna see you get down, and they're gonna go nocturnal on you. Happens over and over again, helping guys out with their property. Oh, that's my best stand. That's where I see all the deer. It's where I get them all on camera. How many big ones have you killed out of that stand? Oh, none. Okay, we gotta move some stands around. If you're not killing big deer out of it, you need to put your stands in access where deer have no idea you're there. Like I said, human intrusion, if you're after big bucks, #1 reason. Those big bucks are gonna go to the neighbors, or they're gonna come to your property, like I see a lot of times, all at nighttime. They're gonna eat your food plots. They're gonna say, oh, thanks, Johnny, for planting these food plots. There's some good brassica here. But I'm not gonna come through here at the day because something smells a little funny around here. I'm gonna stay over on the neighbors where I know it's safe. I got my sanctuary over there. I got some good browse and bedding over there. Big bucks come into a property. Last 4 years, I've shot a nice buck with a bow. 3 out of 4 of those bucks were in my property the night before I shot them. What does that tell me? And I've seen it a lot of times. These big deer, especially small properties, like I said, you don't hold all these bucks. They'll come in at nighttime, they'll check your does. And they're also checking for danger, human intrusion, human scent. You can spray your boots down, you can take a shower in that scent spray, I don't care. Those mature bucks, they're gonna smell your access back there. They're gonna know every step you've taken back there, and you've just spoiled your property for at least 5 to 7 days. And if you do it over and over, it's a continuous effect. Next thing you know, the pre-rut and the rut's over, and all the deer are gone. So some of you guys might think, oh, I watch, some of these guys, you gotta get aggressive, you gotta get right in their bedding areas. Yes, if you're hunting public land, or you have several farms to hunt, 5, 10, 15, 20, some of these guys farms to hunt, get aggressive, move in on that big buck, because you know you might kill him that first sit, and then you can go to the next farm. You ruin the spot, hop to the next farm, or if you're on public land, go to the next 500 acres or the next 100 acres over. It's all you got to do. But when you got 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, even 80, even 100 acre property, you can ruin that property real quick. How do I know? I've seen it. I've helped guys. Two biggest things: access and stand placement. All right, guys, the bonus. What is the bonus? The secret to take down big bucks on your hunting property. Obviously, you got to have big deer around. I want guys commenting, oh, I don't have any big deer in the area, I can't kill big deer. That's obvious, right? And to that point, you'd be surprised. Pretty much every property I've been to, areas, there is usually a mature buck within a 3-mile radius of just about any property in the Midwest. A lot of times guys just don't know about them, but those are simple facts. They're out there. You just got to get them on your land in daylight to shoot them, right? That's the hard part. Do bucks like marshy areas, alder swamps, dogwood? Look at the rubs on here. Every single alder is like this. Look at the trails. Look at this. Look at this. Dogwood is just all chewed up. Definitely big buck bedroom in here. I mean, there's trails everywhere. More rubs. Pretty much every alder. Look at the bed. Oh yeah. The bed. You had to stand way back in here. Got the road where you can access right off here. Lots of deer sign. He's got big bucks around with proper stand placement and access. We're gonna get them killing some big deer. Unbelievable. Why don't you guys share a comment if you hunt a property similar to this. A lot of cattails, dogwood, alder swamp, some willows. What do you see for big buck sign? I know what I'm seeing over and over. This habitat right here, some of the best I've seen for big bucks. And some of the pictures he's shown me, he's got some giants running around. The trails through the cattails, like I said, you can almost see how big a deer it is by how the trails through these cattails are pretty wide. So the bonus, the most important other factor is going to be the days you hunt. Best property in the world in Iowa, 200 acres. If you can only get out and hunt the weekends, obviously we got busy work schedules. I can't hunt whenever I want either. If you can only hunt that property a few days and you're missing these peak days in October, November, that is your window, guys. You have literally a 30-day window when these big bucks are going to be most active in the daytime. That's when you got to slide in and kill them. You got to take advantage of it. Get time off work, sweet talk your wife, your girlfriend. I don't care what you got to do. But if you're serious about taking down big deer, October, November, you got to get in there. You got to be in the stand. That's when these big bucks are roaming. A lot of times they have a real small core area, you know, 40, 50 acres. But then come pre-rut, they'll expand up to 2-3 miles away. They'll check doe group to doe group to doe group. You got to be in the stand. You got to be ready, because it might be your only chance to kill that monster. Well, I told you guys I'd keep you posted if I found some sheds, and this is an old warrior. It's all chewed up. It's actually 3 years old. Look how chewed up it is. Who was missing a back hoof. I called him hoof loose because he was missing that back hoof. I passed him as a 2.5, passed him as a 3.5, and passed him this year as a 4.5, and then he disappeared on me. Either someone shot him or he relocated, but I probably would have shot him as a 5.5. I mean, his other side was messed up because of his injury, so he never had much, and I always had bigger bucks to chase. But I don't have one of these properties. You guys watch, I love watching shed hunt videos. Found 100 sheds today, or, you know, 50 sheds today, 20 sheds, biggest day. Unfortunately, I got real small properties, and I hold the deer up till about January. Just don't have enough land to hold them during the The winter, unfortunately, we can't feed them like Iowa. All the guys are finding them. They got their big feeders out. We can't do that here in Wisconsin. And cut farm fields are just, they pick those clean usually in December. When they take corn off, there's not much waste, so they usually have that pick clean by December. I have all ag, this little 5 acres of actual cover back here that I hunt, so I don't have a lot to look for these sheds. So when I find a nice shed like this, I'm pretty happy. So just had to share that with you guys. Appreciate you watching the video. Hopefully you learned something. We'll see you next week.